I'm coming to this other game. I was watching the Aston Villa game, which I was from the beginning of the game. I was like, I don't want this agenda to agenda. Like Villa, they scored one game. Hey, the Chelsea guys came up blazing. Yeah, you know what will happen?
Unai masterclass.
Rashford this, Rashford that. Hey, what a way to end a game. They bring Disasi, a Chelsea guy. Hey, he gave them out.
This is, one thing that made me happy about Aston Villa getting battered in that game is all about Chelsea, by the way. Like they wanted to prove a point that Aston Villa can go through against PSG, and maybe we can meet against them. So they were very fast to say like, Unai masterclass. Masterclass where? Against who?
Masterclass who? Hey, what Villa saw, what Rashford saw, hey, it was a fire night.
Yeah, Villa will win, but we usually say this relegation team, they usually decide to swing with one of them. They have to pull one of a team down. You see the way Ipswich did with Bournemouth, so you cannot write them off also. But on a good day, Aston Villa will win comfortably against Southampton.
Okay.
And I can predict a 2-1 win.
Okay. Arsenal, Brentford.
That's typically Arsenal win.
Okay.
Whichever team they will place.
Chelsea, Ipswich. They swung with somebody last week. Also, Chelsea, they're not that good. I'm thinking there's a way things may go south.
And
things may go south.
We speak the other day. Ipswich, they have to score goals.
Definitely.
There is no in between.
Definitely, yeah. So this game, it's that one game which, if Chelsea slip, they're gonna cry, man. They're gonna cry at the end of the day. Hello guys, welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. A very nice, chilled midweek. Hoping for a good weekend. After a very, very nasty business on the midweek, some teams had a very nice unexpected goals, but for them they were expected to do that. And Onana doing the Onana thing as always, man. So, and who else joined me, man? Man like Josh, an Arsenal guy, who have a very brilliant week. Starting up with rice, man. What's up?
I think I have to open a restaurant, man. I will be serving everybody rice today.
It's the rice thing, yeah?
Well, even today I decided to cook rice,
Okay, just go to any social media site. Just try to swipe it up. Or any Arsenal fan, any Arsenal guy you'll find anywhere. Anything you'll find on the reel, it's just anything to do with the rice, man. It's crazy.
Serving them, man. They might be hungry.
Hey, man, but let's start from there. After that, man, I don't think after what Rice did at that game, and then big mix for the CBS guys. I think that guy, it's like he betted, or I don't know, like he had a chat before with the Rice, because before the game he started saying, I think this is the time Rice will perform, and man, true to his words, the free kick were just awesome. I don't have anything I can say about it. It was just perfectly done.
He took his chances because according to what he was explaining, like it was not the instruction that he got from the set piece coaches to shoot directly. Maybe he was discussing from the sideline for him to pass to throw the ball to the other corner, but he decided to take the near post. And for our surprise, we were not expecting Rice to do what he did there.
Okay.
So I think it came a long way because we have seen Rice taking free kicks. Maybe he has took more than 300 free kicks. He has never scored a direct free kick. And it happened that he scored at Real Madrid. I think there is no any other place that he could have scored this one and goes better like a Champions League night at N5.
Okay.
And against Real Madrid in quarterfinals. I think this sum it up. 2 penalty in a row. Nobody expected that,
Okay. Yeah, man, but the second one, it goes back to what we say. The Harami football. Your defenders played a role. Okay, where he placed it, man, no goalkeeper can reach there. That's one thing. But also,
like it's very funny, like what Real Madrid were expecting. Arsenal to defend that, Arsenal to put the wall to defend it, or what?
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know how comes they never noticed that. That's what your defenders do always. They'll come in front of you, block the goalkeeper, and from just as always, all them dash to different direction. Boom, it's a goal. That's a thing I think by now they should know.
It was very difficult for me to choose which penalty is better, because both penalty, the one took a significant bend for it to go there. The other one is a top bin, manze. Like, even you can put 100 goalkeepers, nobody will touch that one.
No, man, no.
So there is no any better penalty we have seen in this Champions League. Those two penalties, I think they will be the goals of the Champions League this season.
Okay, the set pieces,
yeah.
Okay,
but it was so good.
Okay, one goalkeeper doing the good thing. Okay, for that game also, Courtois did a great job, and also Raya did a great job. Both of them did a great job. But I'm coming to this other game. I was watching the Aston Villa game, which I was from the beginning of the game. I was like, I don't want this agenda to agenda. Like Villa, they scored one game. Hey, the Chelsea guys came up blazing. Yeah, you know what will happen?
Unai masterclass.
Rashford this, Rashford that. Hey, what a way to end a game. They bring Disasi, a Chelsea guy. Hey, he gave them out.
This is, the one thing that made me happy about Aston Villa getting battered in that game is all about Chelsea, by the way. Like, they wanted to prove a point that Aston Villa can go through against PSG, and maybe we can meet against them. So they were very fast to say, like, Unai masterclass. Masterclass where? Against who?
Masterclass who? Hey, what Villa saw, what Rashford saw, it was a fire night. It was but okay. The first half of them before Cash and the rest got subbed out, they had a pretty good game, but that's just one or two changes on the game. It just blew them up, and things went south from there. I don't know. I don't think even they could have recovered from that. That was just the move which they could never think about. But PSG also, I think we should just give them credits. They played the better game. They played the better game.
PSG were very good. The likes of Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele, and this I think this youngster called Doué. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name well. Doue.
Yeah.
That guy really played that game. Even when he was subbed, you can see how the energy dropped a little bit, but he was that guy. He was really pressing them a lot, and he managed to score the goal. And I can see, like, PSG now, they're performing even better compared to the time that they had the likes of Messi and Neymar and Mbappe. Right now, they are playing like a unit,
Okay.
Only one guy still is trying to prove himself, but we already know he's good. Ousmane Dembele, he need to be passing the ball a lot rather than just flowing with the ball inside, and he's losing that ball consistently, Like, even you remember during France World Cup, I told you, the person who is messing this team up is Dembele. Like, he's holding the ball too much. He's supposed to know, and this one, if he change that, he will be one of the prolific forward. He's supposed to know when to drive the ball forward and when to pass the ball. If he combine these two things, I think he will be one of the best. These are the two things that I think somebody like Bukayo Saka is way ahead of him, because he know when to cross, when to pass the ball, when to shoot, and when to dribble past the players. That thing, I think Ousmane Dembele is kind of a little bit selfish. He's supposed to check, because I saw that time he's trying to shoot and there is somebody open the other side.
Okay.
If he could have maybe took those chances and passed those balls, I think we could have been talking about a close tie in that first leg,
Okay. Talking about the game, which is a Barcelona game, which I did not watch. Not that, okay, my rivalry for Barcelona, it's well known. It's outside there. I can't support Barcelona, anyway, any day. But man, I was like, even if they go on that game, what do you expect? Because these guys already, up to now, they have made 90 goals. Lewandowski, Rafinha, and this guy, Yamal. Only the three of them have already crashed 90 points, and the season is not yet over. What more did you expect to watch if you want to watch a game like that? Check their stats while they play their Spanish league. Man, the guys are good, and then the team they're facing, it's not okay. Let's say it's not a bad game. It's not a bad team, because if they reach semifinals, they were a good game. They had a good team. But still, Barcelona, there's just a way they I don't know how they have come up with this thing where they have clicked getting the old guys and the young guys on the team, and both of them, they work together perfectly. You can never notice that there's something missing here, something missing there. They're just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, sure. But according to that game, I think Borussia Dortmund were very poor. They didn't capitalize the chances they got. I think they could have had Barcelona from the starting, but they didn't. I don't know. They don't have those prolific striker they used to have before. Right now, when I see them playing, I thought maybe this is a team whereby they are playing very good, but they don't have that finishing intent. So when it comes to the last 18, the final third balls, they are just losing those balls and nothing they're doing with it.
Okay.
And I saw if Barcelona, they are very good at pressing. When they are for Yamin Yamal, there is only one guy he tried to shoot a lot of times. What is the name? It's not what was the name of this guy? I forget his name. But Yamal and Lewandowski, you know, they are very prolific in striking, especially Lewandowski. And the likes of Pedri, when they are flowing with the ball, when they are passing the ball, you can see they are forward. They are very very good, and they know each other where they are. You know, so if this Borussia Dortmund could have maybe capitalized on their chances they got, I think they could have had Barcelona, but they didn't. So I'm expecting them to be knocking outside the quarters, because what do you expect after getting 4? They were beaten 4, true?
I did. Funny thing, I don't even went there to see the stats. I was just like, nah.
Yeah, they were beaten badly.
Okay.
And that's what I'm expecting for them, maybe to concede a lot of goals, because if there is a team I know they know how to bottle, it's Borussia Dortmund.
Okay.
They bottle anything, you know.
Okay.
If it's La Liga, it's in Bundesliga. When it comes to Champions League, they just bottle anything. I think they are very good at that, and I don't know how they are doing. They are doing it. It's same like Atletico Madrid.
Okay. Moving on swiftly. Aaron, I just want to see what the second part leg of the next week will be, because I'm expecting crazy performance. Because team like Real Madrid, for me, I mean, being a Real fan, it was not a good night at your stadium. Emirates, that is. So we expect maybe in Bernabeu we need to get 4 goals plus, which I don't think is an easy way in, easy way out. The boys just need to do. Keeping in mind most of them, they do have cards. The second cards, you know, so some of them will not be that game. So they just need to do the better best of them. But still, you know, Madrid, you can never count them off, even though they just have a way they play with luck, which till today nobody understands how it goes. But they just the way they do it, so it's a thing. And then this weekend, Aston Villa, they do play against Southampton, which is, for me, it's an easy game for Southampton, for Villa, because Southampton, they're already near relegated, and Villa, they do have a nice spot also when you come to the ranking. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, does Unai need to play the best boys for the Villa game, for the Southampton game, or he gonna rest them so that in the midweek when they play Champions League, they got a spot to qualify for the Champions League? Because who doesn't want to be on the Champions League final? I think everybody wants it. So it's like from a hard pan direct to the fire. I think that's the saying. Yeah, it's like a hard place for both of them. And then Madrid, the same thing. They're fighting also on the other end, and then they need to get 4 goals in the midweek. So it's the second part of the Champions League. I think it will be a crazy kind of. We'll see crazy kind of a games, which will be fully emotion, fully everything. As for me, you know.
Yeah, I think it was fun for us. We rested most of our first 11 players when we were playing against Everton, and we drew that game. And there was one Chelsea guy, I think it was Wafula, I cannot remember well, that he was saying we rested our players so that you can face Real Madrid, and we are going there to be battered. You know, it did age well because we really thrashed Madrid in that game, and Madrid came from a loss from Valencia. So if you see, they're in a very bad form right now, and nobody, even our own fans, even me, like I never expected that we'll beat Madrid 3. Okay. I thought maybe if it could have gone very well, I was expecting for a 2-1 nil in favor of us. That's what I expected. And one of the guy asked me, what is your prediction? Randomly, I just told him that I think we'll have a clean sheet and 2 goals. And when game ended, he was like, yeah, you are right. You got 3, that is, but you got a clean sheet. We never expected it. But most of the people, they were saying we're going to maybe get battered 5. not knowing that this Arsenal they are talking about, when was the last time they conceded 3 goals? Can you remember?
Yes, can you, for since Havertz left, the Arsenal team has been good, but the unfortunate thing, the scoring part is the issue for you guys. But for the keeping a defensive voice, you guys are solid. You are solid because also the guy
we have been solid for 3 years.
Yeah, the guy also I can give props to. It was Kivior, because even before the game was like, this will be the weak point of your team, but he performed brilliantly. He was good on that game.
And do you know why he performed brilliant? Because everybody played their part. If everybody plays their part, there is no even one guy in that team that day you could have seen and say, they have to remove this guy. Nobody. Everybody was at his best.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
if you could have seen that game.
Did I see Saka? He left out like he's limping, and then if you check the FPL, he's like he's flagged. So hopefully it's not something serious, No.
Saka is fit to play.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, already confirmed.
Okay, fine.
It's only that they saw already we are 2 goals. Let's bring somebody else. Let Saka rest. This one we can. No, there is no need maybe to risk it. Same, it happened to Declan Rice. Already we are 3, so there is no need to risk it. Let this guy rest. And since this Saka comes from a long-term injury, it's better for them to manage him properly,
Yeah, cool.
Because Saka is somebody who gets fouled a lot of times. So this time round, he got from injury. You have to manage him in the best way possible.
Okay.
And what Arteta did, I think it was the best option.
Yeah.
So he brought the likes of Kerantini. And when they came to the ball, and you can see, everybody was ready to face Real Madrid. The moment they realized that we have beaten Real Madrid 2 goals, that is when everything again flows and flows. It reached to a point Real Madrid cannot come back from that,
Yeah.
Like the other time when you are maybe 2 goals and that team is pressuring you, even the last minute they try to score goals. Real Madrid didn't do that because already they have created confidence in this team,
Yeah.
And this team now they play with a certain arrogance. You can see somebody like Lewis Kelly is a left back. You see where he was giving those assists from. He's there in their box.
Okay.
So they created that confidence, and that confidence is one which led them to win that game comfortably.
Okay, let's talk to those guys who does not have confidence, or confidence is not part of his CV. Man like Onana, that guy, he's so loud online. Oh, Matic this, Matic that. Oh, I'm the best. It was said, if I was Onana, it is being told you are the not as being told. According to stats, he's the poorest goalkeeper we have. Go online, check all the stats, man. So the likes of De Gea, even though De Gea was bad at the end of it, but not to this extent. Onana,
De Gea was not bad.
No, I'm
De
saying
Gea defender, they're the one who was letting him down.
They made him look bad. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because it's the last season. Well, he had Maguire once time. He has Lindelof. The mixture of which he had on the defense, he was so poor.
Especially Maguire.
Yeah. Those 2 seasons. But
Maguire need to pay De Gea money. My friend, he need to.
He need to be compensated for that,
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now let's check the Manchester United team, like what we have. We have the likes of Mazrui, perfect defender. Yoro, perfect defender. Maguire, he has been now the Maguire which we bought for that money. The good defender which he used to be. And then Onana, this guy, we struggle to score goals. Højlund left out the pitch, no goals. Zaxi comes in, does 1-2 things, Yoro makes a goal. Onana, first time, I was like, what? Still now he has passed De Gea with less than half of the season he has played as compared to what De Gea played. Already now he has been scored more goals, silly ones, than De Gea. And I'm like,
and the mistake the errors that lead to goals is more than De Gea. And De Gea maybe stayed for 4 seasons.
More than De Gea played so many years there as compared to him. He's also not 2 years yet. But I'm like, even though we remove. Okay, but the Badley guy, Turkish guy, he's good, but still he doesn't have that confidence, or the manager does not yet trust him. He does not trust him.
I think it's the manager. Yeah. By a deal, I think he can be a very good keeper, and all this comes to if you create confidence to a player. Like you can see how Jacob Kibior now has developed because of the consistency of the manager, maybe trusting in him. Because everybody thought. Because Ben White now is okay, they'll put maybe Ben White or Timber in that position and Kiwor come as a sub. But the manager, I think Arteta now is doing a very good job. Like he said, no, this guy will play in that position,
Okay, because
He entrusted him.
because I was seeing guys are saying it's like Amorim is doing it. How do you call it? He's doing it purposely. Like, I don't want this guy. I know I cannot. Like how you guys. There was a point where we were saying Ramsdale was good. Why you bringing this guy Raya?
Yeah.
Why are you bringing? Because Ramsdale was good on your team. He was perfectly good.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the point where the coach is like, if I want to move from this angle, from this point to this point, I don't need this guy. And the best way to do it, I don't want it to be like, oh, you removed him unfairly. It was an unfair chance. Let me show you guys how trash he is. So when I come to maybe January season, the summer season, if I say I want a goalkeeper, you guys do have there's something substantiable to, like, okay, yeah, man, okay, we need a goalkeeper. Because till now, man, with the right defenders, with the right midfielders, still I cannot see Onana doing. Because if it was one mistake, it's okay. But if it's a recurrent thing, week in, week out, man, that's an issue. And previously, I was chatting with one of my friends. He was like, most African players, there's just a way it never ends it well where they play in Manchester. And that was when they brought Onana. It was previous when just brought Onana. I was like, nah, Onana is a good one. He's kind of a good one. Let's wait and see. But I think now I'll go back and tell him, yo, you know what? I think you were right when you were saying this thing, because you have been given everything that you need as a goalkeeper to be good, but still, it's not paying off. So for me, I think that's why where a manager is like, okay, if I remove him, it will be like, you never played him, you never tried him. But when I put him on the front line, and you guys can see, when I come to you guys, the management, directors, and the rest, I'll be like, you have seen what I've tried my best with him, and it's not working. That's one side of an angle, a coin, which some guys are saying that's why he's still keeping up with Onana. I don't know.
I think everybody have their own perception, perspective of what they are seeing. But for me, it's because I know you don't have any option. So
Okay.
it's only you can play Onana or nobody else, or by a deal.
Yeah.
But according to how Onana is performing, I think he should concentrate more on the pitch rather than on the online. Because I thought he started to dig Leon fast before Matic stepped in. Matic has been there in Manchester United, and he knows well about Manchester United. He knows the player. He knows the history of Manchester United. So Onana coming and start bashing them like that is not good. So as a manager, you are entitled to respond on that critic, because the player who is talking aloud, like, he's nothing to that team. In his position, he's the worst in United history. So you can look at those kind of things and you say, if I am a player, the best thing I have to do is to concentrate on my footballing abilities and to do or to respond to him better on the pitch rather than online.
Okay, coming up, you're responding up with being beaten 2 goals. Silly mistake from you. I think that was a good message. He passed on, like, to himself.
Yeah, like it was evidently Matic was right.
That's a rhetorical. I saw one guy. Yeah, he went. After in X guy went when you reach out. He posted that, and then he covered up what Onana said. He put it blank, and he was like, on the comment section, was like, yeah, I have no words. I think Matic was right. Because, man, that was a silly one for me. I think it was a silly one. So hopefully, because, man, if we could have won that game, it could be an easy game for us in Oldtraford.
I think that Champions League season that Onana played in Inter, I think it made him became very arrogant. That Champions League, it made him became very arrogant, because he was like, I'm the best goalkeeper in the world. And for me to become the worst goalkeeper right now, I think there is something need to be changed. Nobody rated him that time because there was Emi Martinez. He was the best goalkeeper that time. So you can look at so many things that Onana does, and you find out, like, the reason why he was bought. The reason why he was bought in Manchester United is not because De Gea was a bad goalkeeper. Is because they wanted that ability that maybe Onana possessed of a good player goalkeeper, but he has not shown that until now. So there is no point of him being there because what they bought him for, he's
It's
not
not doing.
showing.
Yeah.
He's
So
not doing.
he's not doing it.
His distribution is the poorest.
Okay.
Even Ramsey was better than him.
Yeah.
He's what he's doing in the field. I was talking even with my friend, and I say I don't like how Onana, when he has the ball, he have this extraordinary arrogance or confidence to show that he can wait for a player to come to him,
I'm-
and later on
I'm just
he
waiting.
does a mistake.
I'm just waiting for that day when he'll just post that silly stuff, the confidence which he has, and it become a goal. That will be the end of him. That will be the end of him. He just need that. Sometimes you
need to concentrate.
Yeah, sometimes in like in school, guys say you just need that fall that you're hey man, I fall. I need to wake up. That wake up call. I think that's what he needs. He hasn't find it yet. He just need that one.
He need just to play football. He doesn't need to prove anybody else anything.
Yeah.
If he concentrates with playing good football, I think so many things will add up to his game.
Okay.
But now I think he's there just to prove how good he is, and he's proving other people right that he's not good. So
as he thinks he is.
Yeah. So I think he's very wrong in whatever he's doing. He just need to concentrate on his footballing.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Watching out for the top 4 race. This is the one. Okay. I saw the stats. I saw some things online. I think now England teams, they will have like 5 spots instead of 4 for the Champions League. So previously it was like for those 2 spots, it's gonna be a mad crazy pull out. But now it being 5, then I'm thinking they're bringing more. Now they're bringing more. We will the rest 6 games which are yet to be played. They'll be crazy games. Because now
they'll be crazy because everybody need to be in top 5 now.
Yeah, no, if it's top 4, it was like even if I fight these 3 teams at which they are the ones which are likely to be there. But now it's like a difference of 1 point from number 1 to number 8, and every team will be like, it's here. I can reach. Why not? So I think I don't know what to expect because Chelsea, they're being beaten, Nottingham Forest are being beaten, Man City are being beaten, Newcastle, they have a chance also to come there, Aston Villa also. Now there's 5 teams which are fighting for Brighton, yeah. For those also Crystal Palace in a way, if they play better the rest of the games, because they have 2 games in hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 teams, they are fighting for 2 spots or 3 spots only. It's gonna be a good game for us. We're gonna eat well as the football fans for this kind of 6-game weeks.
Like it's a rivalry which is brewing. Them putting that spots, it means that number 5 is going to Champions League, number 6 is going to Europa, number 7 is going to Conference. So from number 10, from number 13, and number 11, they will be fighting for these European spots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it will be very fine because a team like Manchester United, they'll want to win this European because because if they don't win where they are in the position right now, they're not going to have that chance to be in the European Cups next season.
Yeah,
but they have to win, so they drew. So in the return leg, they need to win that game, and that I think is something they will have to fight for. But I know they have capabilities of winning the game. It's only that if they just concentrate on their games.
Fulham on the weekend, I think that was the game. We streamed the Manchester United game, but unfortunately, I think we could have streamed the Fulham Liverpool game. It's only that it was played so early, 4 o'clock. I was like, how is Liverpool? Before we were with you and I told you I don't trust Fulham, but also Liverpool at Anfield, my friend, Anfield. You don't expect them to be played the same way they played, and you have said day in day out, if Salah, he's being locked out of a game, that's the end for Liverpool, and that's what
it's the end for Liverpool,
and that's what's yesterday. I mean that day that was it for them. I couldn't see because I was unfortunately I was commuting during the time when the game was being played. I was like, what's happening? What's not happening? What's not happening? Fulham beating you guys, and it for the kind of a mini season, it was like even if you go to Anfield, okay, you will just have at max a draw, but beating them to an extent where somebody like Salah was not to be seen. Szoboszlai was just like trash in that game, unfortunately. Their defenders here and there, the whole team, it's like, I think they thought that we have already won, because I was saying if they win that game, it was like the end of them. They don't need to fight even more to get the cup. But you guys drawing and then them losing, it's bringing now another motion like, okay, if they're gonna lose like the rest of the games, we need to win all our games now, because maybe there's a chance, because if they lose 3 game weeks and you guys win 3 game weeks, you're up with them. That's close. That's a close range for you, and it's a stretch of 6 games. Now it has bring another different angle for other managers now. Like, okay, we thought Liverpool had have it till the end of the season, but now if they're sleeping the way they're sleeping, there's a chance where maybe Arsenal also, they're gonna, because you guys had already said, we have already lose hope, because what you saw, it's like Liverpool, there's no way you're gonna beat them in Anfield, and them being beaten by them in Anfield, it's a different angle now.
Liverpool has never been a stress to us. If you check all those kind of games that we have played with them recently, it has just for them to draw with us by luck. Luck has been on their side, and I remember the last time we were winning, and that time Gabriel got injured, he was removed, Kibior came in, and Lewis Kelly, and another player, I think Julian Timber. So that game had so many misfortune in one game, and I can say for Liverpool winning this Premier League this season, it will be down to Arsenal misfortune, from red cards to injury to referee inconsistent and too many things. But it will, for us, I know it will be on Arsenal misfortune, not because they were very good, because if you look at the team they have played, they have been drawing the game they're supposed to win, and they have been winning the game they're supposed to lose. So luck was on their side.
Okay. Everton, as always, they were a problem for a team like Liverpool. And this weekend, but you guys never played your, like you'll say, we were lost because we never won the game because we never played our first 11. So that's one point also. But it's
no, that's not the reason. No. We never lost that game because we didn't play the first 11. We lost that game because they given the other team a penalty, which is not a penalty.
Okay.
If you look at it, Miley Skelly was holding this guy before they get inside the box. When they get inside the box, this guy is the one who initiated the push to Miley Skelly. So I don't know. The VR look at it and they say it's a penalty.
You know what I think? Kelly has done some silly. Okay, he has done some silly mistakes. So next where even some guys, they do have this, like how guys have this like one mentality. It's like, if you do this thing, I know it's a regular. It's like, it's like he has made like one. He has created a picture like he will always fall somebody. I think that's what the VR and the rest are going with that mentality when they're watching Kelly play for me, which is not that good.
It's not that good. You don't have to go with mentality or emotion in that game. If you are VAR, you need to do the job of a VAR. Referee might not see it, but VAR is supposed to see that what here. If they do a replay, and for you also, you saw that this thing happened before he got into the box. When he got to the box, the person who initiated that move, it was Harrison. So I don't think why they're supposed to do that. And I'm telling you, this thing have been happening only to Arsenal. If it was another team, like you see the Real Madrid game, the other game, it was a handball, but they never get a penalty. But I'm 100% sure if that handball was on Arsenal side, it was a penalty.
Let's see.
100%.
Okay. The game which I was very pumped up to watch, it was the Crystal Palace versus Brighton game. That was the game which it was my peak of the weekend. I was like, I want to see this game because them guys have played like 3 times in like a span of less than a month. They have back-to-back games, both teams. And what a game.
Yeah.
I can just say, what a game. That for them, it's not a derby, but it's a rivalry. And what a nice rivalry for those two teams. Crystal Palace, first of all, Nketiah. He just came in, silly mistake, trying to do a dink. Unfortunately, he got how do you call it? Exaggeration or what? What do you call it? Stimulation.
Frustration.
Stimulation or what?
Simulation.
Simulation, yeah. That's what he did for the first one. The second one, you already know you have a card on your side. Why do you have to do a hard tackle? Why do you have to do a high boot? That was another thing. So for them being the first team, to be 9-man down and winning the game, that's a good one. And then, but also that game, it was full. Like how you say, don't go to a game with emotions. That game it had it all. The emotions, everything was out there for everyone to grab. I was watching the game and I was like, okay, what will happen next? Because each team, when they had a game, well, they had the ball, it was like let's go. We need to score. And then when Crystal Palace were like 10 man down, I was like, oh, now this is the time when Brighton will do their thing. But it's like when they were 10 man down, it was like they bring a new energy. They pushed the game to an extent where Brighton were more than Crystal Palace. To an extent, I was like, this is an easy win for Brighton. But what was happening on the field, it was like Crystal Palace, they bought them. They owned them on that game, which was beautiful to see.
I think where these two teams are, they are all fighting for a European spot. So they have to do whatever it takes for them. And according to them, there is no underdog between them. They see they're in the same level. So they want to outshine each and every person. So whenever they meet, you're expecting a good rival. You're expecting a mid-table battle. And I think they gave us one and we were expecting it. Even though it had maybe so much madness when it comes to red cards and stuff. But we saw some of the derby, like kind of derby games that we usually want to see, because the Manchester and Man City derby, I think it was not giving, man.
That was not a derby.
It was not giving.
That was not a derby.
I think that one ended long time ago, man. So that one, at least it took place for the derby, and we enjoyed watching that kind of a game,
Okay. We see another rumors online, like it was a rumors before. This man Salah was to have an increase in contract, but when I saw online, I've not confirmed the news, but I saw he has for 2 years. He got 2 years more. Is it confirmed or not yet?
Confirmed. Salah has signed a new deal.
Okay, for 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, and another person which is on progress is Van Dijk.
Okay, so our point was like, these guys, if these two guys goes, it will be a hard one for Liverpool. But now if we see that's what's happening for them, do you think now Liverpool again next season with the new manager, maybe now they buy 2-3 guys here and there, they're still going to be a force to reckon with?
I think somebody like Salah, he was pushing for a contract renewal with an increase of salary. That's what he was pushing. That's why during the interview, he was like just saying randomly, like, yeah, this is my last years in Liverpool, something like that. So for them, these people, they usually know what they're doing. When they're mentioning those kind of things, they want to call in suitors like the Saudi. They will come with a lot of money, and for Liverpool to see who are we going to replace with Salah. So you can see Salah has not performed in 3 games, and when they did not perform in 3 games, they were able to be knocked out in Champions League, in which cup?
Europa. UEFA.
It's not Europa.
What is it? FA, yeah.
FA, and they lose a game in Premier League because of Salah not performing. Then from there, I think maybe Salah did intentionally. Let's see how you can do without me. And they knew if Salah is not there, nobody can replace Salah in that position. Nobody can do whatever Salah is doing in Liverpool right now. There is this one guy called, what is this?
Chiesa?
Not Chiesa. This young guy. Not Curtis Jones, the other guy. Okay, there is Curtis Jones and Basajit.
Okay.
Those players, they are playing very good, but they cannot reach the level of Salah. Salah is that person when he has the ball, he might create, he might score a goal, and it just take him less than few minutes for him to do that. So he's lethal when he has the ball. When he comes to this side, Salah can do anything. Right now, I can say they are there in that position with Bukayo Saka. Salah is world class, even though most of the people have never wanted to accept that. But Salah, I think where he is, I don't know, but you cannot judge him because of not performing in international level. But in English and in Champions League, how he has performed, I think he deserves a Ballon d'Or on his name.
Okay.
Even though maybe it cannot be a Ballon d'Or, but there is some people who have been given awards which is lesser than what Salah is doing, Like Salah has done a lot in Liverpool and in English leagues than most of the people have done, and they can't recognize it.
Okay. Southampton winding off on the EPL, them being earliest team to be relegated. That's one point. And still, I made a start before if I think I could get the clip, I'm gonna plug it up. I said this is the team I'm thinking after watching them 2 games in the earlier season. If in the next 6 games, 26 divided by 6, how much? That's how much? Roughly like 7 goals, yeah? each game, or 6. If they're getting 6 goals in each game weeks in the next 6 game, they're gonna reach the 100 goals, which was my target. Which I said I think this team will leave the EPL with 100 goal. So for now they have 74, conceded 74 goals. We just need 26 more for them to move to get to being relegated with a very nice stats. 100 goal conceded, which I think will be mad for them. I don't know. Your guy, goalkeeper, Ramsdale, except Arsenal, all the teams he has gone, he has been relegated with them, which is a good start also to have it. And yet still, he was I think a national goalkeeper for, I don't know,
England.
Yeah. Before Pickford now started being Pickford.
Yeah, issue is not even Ramsdale. I think he's in a wrong team. So Ramsdale has been prolific. He has been performing very well. And right now, I think he will be bought by West Ham. West Ham are on the verge of signing Ramsdale because they know Ramsdale, as the goalkeeper he is, he's not supposed to be in the Championship.
Okay.
He's supposed to be in Premier League or maybe any other big team. He's a very good goalkeeper. And if it comes to when maybe he can sign to us, and why he could just accept and become number 2, but he know that he is very good. For him moving to Southampton, I think he went because he's a fan of Southampton, but not because he just wanted to play as a number 1 goalkeeper. But as a fan, that's why he joined Southampton.
Okay.
But later on, I think it's best if he decides maybe to join another team. If he goes to West Ham, I think it will be better because West Ham, they have sealed their position in the league. So he's supposed to be where he can stamp his leg and show his ability. He showed his ability when he was in Arsenal. It's only there was a change of stance because every manager, they know what they want. And we were very, 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 very wrong. And we judge Arteta for him to do that because we didn't see any mistake that Ramsdale did. He was a very good goalkeeper. We have some moments with him, what we saw when he was trying to save us. And the pain that I was having is he put us in Champions League, but he has never played in one. Like when he's supposed to be played in Champions League, that's when Raya came.
Okay.
So he was just given some few games. And for me, it was very painful because he's the goalkeeper that kept us in the Champions League. Even though he conceded a lot of goals, Raya came and he won a Golden Gloves. So it was a done competition. Even Ramsdale knew I have to go.
Okay.
I have to go.
I don't
remember there was some shots he saved. Even Raya himself, he woke up and clapped because he was like, wow. So there is nothing to compete, and Arteta was right, and he knows what he wants.
Okay, come to the Fantasy Premier League, where Fantasy this season have said, you know what? You guys thought you think you knew what you did not knew. Let me show you what to do. Do a wild card. Buy your people. Put them on your team. Perfect. Okay, captain. We have so many guys. Isak is there. Palmer is doing good. He's there. Salah, perfect. A good game. Put him there. Mateta here and there. Okay. Why not have him also on the team? It's a good week. The fixtures, nice fixtures. Man, not until the end of the week. The average point, after you guys did your wildcards, others went for the manager cheap, assistant manager cheap. I don't know what to say. Average point 35 in a game week where wildcards were done like nothing. Some guys went for the triple, even for the triple captain kind of a game, because Southampton were playing an easy game. Unfortunately, it never paid off. How does your team looks, and what are you thinking now?
I think my team was very okay. I didn't expect much in this team because we saw right now where the Premier League is, the position, the running that we are having is very hard to predict how the games will go. Even the likes of Liverpool, we have seen them losing and drawing, Salah not performing. The reason why we didn't even considering captaining him. Somebody like Haaland is on injury. Somebody like Mamouche coming in and try to fit his boot. And we expected him to play and win against a team like Manchester United. But he didn't show up at all. So somebody like Isaac, we know he was in a good run. We expected him to score some goals. But in our surprise, Murphy was the one who was getting those kind of goals. So we knew Murphy will be there because there is this guy, Gordon, would not be playing. So we knew Murphy as an asset in that team. And we expected him maybe to shine, but not to shine the way he did. and we expected in his shining moment maybe he will carry Isaac along, but Isaac did us dirty. He didn't give us much as we expected. And for me, captaining him, I thought I got 4 points. It was heartbreaking. But overall, I got 53 points because I also activated a captain manager chip. Yeah, manager chip, and it was Arteta. And the legs of my defender Munoz and Josko Gavidol, I think they were very good pick. We already talked about them before in the other pod, and we knew we were expecting some clean sheet in that game they gave us. We were expecting somebody like Josko Gavidol and Munoz maybe to give an assist of goals. It came along, and them conceding a goal, we were like shocked, and they say, okay, let's see how Munoz will prevail in this game. And in our surprise, we got 8 points from Munoz and 9 points from Gavidol. And I was having also Ed Nouri, because Ed Nouri, you know, is Ed Nouri. He's a defender, yes, but you know how he goes forward and score goals and give assists. But this time around, he got his 2 points, and we live to fight another day. So Saka, we knew that Champions League is coming, and we talked about it before. He will not start these 2 games because of the Champions League. But we went forward and started him, and he gave us whatever he gave us. It was a 1 point.
a stinker. 1 point.
It was a 1 point because he played 45 minutes. And we knew what we were expecting, because we know he will not start. Even though the other game he didn't start and score goal. But I told you, the best time to start a player is when you are 100% sure that he's playing 60 minutes and above.
Okay.
If you have those minutes, you have a guarantee this player might do something in those few minutes. But if you don't have, it's very shocking, you know.
Okay. For me, it was a bad. Yes. It was a bad good game. Because it was a good game, not a bad game. And I was so happy because some guys previously in the season were like, yeah, we are winning it, we are banking it. Unfortunately, man, I was beating guys with 40 points. I'm like, what were you guys smoking? Kwani hamjui kuchagua players? Like, for the first time after quite a very long period, my defense was a good clean defense, because I had someone like a Munoz, which you have said 8 goals. I had 8 points. Someone like a Barn from Newcastle, clean sheet, 6 points. Gavidol, 9 points there. Henderson gave me 3. Mitoma gave me 2. Salah, captaining him, giving me 2. Saka, I think 1 point. Murphy giving 16. Matita giving 8. Isak giving me 2. And Mamush giving me 2, which was a good bad. I wish I played Semenyo instead of playing Saka, because he had a 6 point because he assisted, and you know, it's FPL. You may think it's a time where you think it's a good one, but you know, FPL is FPL as always. You know, you can never judge it. You can never be that.
You can
good.
never predict.
Yeah. And how the teams are playing now, it's so hard for you to predict. You may predict, you think you're predicting, but no, it's not happening for you. So after what you've seen for this kind of a while, do you think now moving forward, if a manager do have like a triple captain, because this game week, we do have a double game week where I think it's a potential week to play. Maybe if you have a triple captain chip, I think it's a good game. And also if you have a bench boost, still it's a good game. But do you think is that wise? Because I don't know. It's giving me. I might do it. I might not do it, because Crystal Palace, if you check the team they're playing, they do have the double. But if you check the team they're playing against, it's not an easy one. Newcastle, the same thing. They have a double, but still, Manchester United and Crystal Palace, and then you know Man City and Newcastle for Crystal Palace. You know, those fixtures, they're not that convincing well enough for me. You know.
You might say that, but what I know is. You don't know when the chip will give, you know. You might look at the fixture and they surprise you a lot. So, especially this season, the time that you think is the time that you have to play the triple captainship, you find that is not the time. Like the other game, you remember we captain Cole Palmer, he was playing against Southampton. He gave us what?
Nothing.
2 points?
Yeah.
So, these are things that we have to consider a lot. So if your gut tells you this is the time you have to play, just play it.
Okay.
There is not much to lose, because you don't know when is good time. Because even Liverpool might have a double game week. It's very good on paper, but you have seen Salah maybe misfiring recently. Maybe he have one shot. there is no any good time. You go with your guts. Crystal Palace, Mateta is scoring goals right now. They are having a double game week. If you want to put him as your man, yes, go ahead.
Okay.
If you want to take Oliver Glasner as your captain manager chip, yes, go ahead. Because on paper, yes, may not look good, but in their defense, they're in a good position. They have been scoring goals and winning against big teams. So for that, you can say that. Like I was doing like this, I have activated my chip for captain. So this game maybe I can play Crystal Palace, and the next game, because there is Ipswich and double game week for Arsenal, I can play Arsenal.
Okay.
And that one I know Arsenal, it will be Ipswich against, I think, Crystal Palace still, And this one is Crystal Palace again. I don't know which team. So I have to alternate this chip and to get the best out of it,
Okay.
And by doing so is for you to trust on yourself. You have to follow your guts. Remember the other time I say I wanted to play triple captain for Salah, and I told you I will activate it. And later on, I listened to many things and I thought maybe Salah will not play. So I follow other people's idea and I combined with mine, and I decided not to activate triple captain. And that time Salah got, in those 2 games, he got around something to do with 25 points. I could be having 50 points.
Okay. So I don't know. When you check the fixtures, I think there's no way you can go out of, if it's the keeper side, I think it's only you can go for Newcastle and a team like Crystal Palace, because both of them, they're being double. So even though they don't have a keeper clean sheet, so 2 points, that's close to 4 points. But also if you check the games on the weekend, there's some teams which they do have a nice fixture, which I think I might go to that team in one way or another, because their fixtures, Yani, it's kind of good. It's giving more than what the other teams are providing. So for me, I don't think, if I'm going, because I do have Dean Anderson from Crystal Palace, because when I had him, it's because I knew they'll do have the doubles, and keeping in mind I do have a free hit, so it's like game week 34. Now it's not, if I have these guys and they're blanking 34, it's okay, because I do have a wild card to play, a free hit to play that game week. So my team was well compiled, knowing there's a double game week when I did the wild card. When I knew there's a double game week 34 and 33, so I'm well good. I'm well good for that end. So do you think there's any other goalkeeper outside there except from those two, Crystal Palace and Newcastle goalkeepers?
For keepers, I think there is no need for you to change if you're not going for a double, or if you're not going for something else, just a keeper. I think if you have a keeper, most of the keeper that you have right now, they are the likes of Frecken, likes of Pickford, likes of Raya, and Anderson. So if you have those kind of keeper, I don't think there is need for you to change, because changing keeper is useless unless they have a double game week or something like that, but not because of fixture. Because if you change him because of this fixture, then the next fixture you have a difficult one. So what you'll do, you'll change another keeper.
Okay.
So it's difficult. It's difficult. I don't think. It's not. It's not, because now you have to accumulate as much as possible for the transfer. If you don't have a free hit for your game week 34, because there will be a blank in game week 35. True.
34. That was the blank one.
So you have to accumulate as much as possible, because if you don't do so, most of your player will not be playing in that game, and it's a disaster for you. So you have to know to plan. And if you plan ahead, it's easier for you to be able to maneuver along that blank.
Okay.
And you'll have some of the players that you need. Yeah.
Okay. When I think the kind of a differential kind of a thing, when I check the defender side, Munoz has been the best part. I don't think, if you have him, still keep him. No need to change him. When you come to the Newcastle, okay, because they do have a double gaming, so that's a good point. If you want to have him on the team, that's a good part. Also, when you come to a team like Newcastle, also we have said they do have a double gaming, where I think if you do go to somebody like a Ban or Livramento, from Newcastle, also is a good point. We have seen Man City, it's like they're trying to do something, because they don't want to be out of the Champions League, because it will be a very bad kind of, you guys winning 5 and then coming up empty-handed. So for me, I'm thinking the next fixtures which they're coming, they'll try as much as possible. But also we know Gavidol, we don't expect him to do the clean sheet. That's not why we brought him on the team. We do brought him because of his attacking threat, and we do see it. Once that chance is, he gonna do it. So for me, I'm like, if you have Gavidol, well and good. I was one of those guys where I say Cucurella is a good pick, but still they are not keeping clean sheet. But Cucurella also is that one guy. His attacking threats also is one thing to have. Nottingham Forest, after game week 34, they do have very nice fixtures moving forward. So if you still have, because I now is out with injury, but they say he'll come April, game week 34, 35 there. So if you don't want to leave out the Newcastle, not Aston Villa, the Nottingham Forest team, I think Milankovic is a good point also. For you said you had out Nouri. He's always a good pick for me. I don't see, for this game week, I don't see anything outside that there. Because if you bank, because you may say, oh, this team, they're doubling. Let me double with a double defense from Crystal Palace and double defense from Newcastle. If anything goes south, it will be bad for you. So no need to no need to do it. Because you might say, I'll have two defenders because of a clean sheet. So maybe one goalkeeper from Newcastle and a defender from Newcastle. The same thing, one goalkeeper, and then you will lose out the chances of having the likes of the midfield, the likes of maybe Sa, Eze, Murphy, and them. They do have nice games, and they're the guys who you should have on that midfield instead of investing mostly on a double player who's a defender. Because conceding a goal is so easy in this time of season in EPL.
And in those two games, you might end up having less point even.
Okay. Yeah, because somebody had a player and he got a red card. So, things can happen.
Negative.
Yeah, so it's and you had maybe one of them because of getting points, you're getting a negative point because of that. I don't see it as a wise idea. So for you, after watching what is happening, I've said the names on Salah, because now we know he has banging, he has a contract already. I expect him now, okay, you give me a contract, I'm gonna give you points. I'm gonna give you maybe it was a Cold War he was doing. Let me show you why you.
Of course.
Let me show you why you need me. So. Because now
I think that might be a great move if he score or if he perform very well in the coming games. Then they will say, oh, so he was protesting.
So I'm saying Salah as always is a nice pick. Always have him. Saka, if you have him, don't sell him, because you guys are doubling game week. After this game, next game week you're doubling 33. You have a double, so keep him still because of that. But also for me, if you don't want to go to Saka, I think Merino. We have seen his attacking threat, and we know he's a midfielder. So having him, I think, if you don't have Salah, Saka, go for Merino is a good option. And also, I was one guy which I thought I was like this guy kind of guys who are like, okay, let me go for the Aston Villa assets, because we saw Rodgers, what he was doing this game. It's so perfect. But now, them being beaten, it raises issues for us managers if we should really need to go to those Aston Villa assets. Because this game, it's so good in paper. Southampton, Rodgers, Asensio, Rashford, it's Watkins. It's so good on papers, but still they do have a comeback game against PSG, which they need to have 3 clean goals to win it. Which I'm like, okay, is it wise to go for these Aston Villa assets? Even though in papers wise they do have a nice fixture for this game week. What's your thought?
We might not think the way maybe Unai is thinking, but Southampton fighting for nothing, and Aston Villa trying to be in Champions League spot, and also trying to fight in the Champions League quarters. Right now, I think might be everything. So the team which will be having pressure is Aston Villa. Right now, I think one of the teams that has a very good depth is Aston Villa. So it's very, very risky to pick any player from Aston Villa, because you don't know which player will start the game. So they may start with the Rashford, or maybe Asensio or Watkins, or you don't know. So I think it's very risky for you to start with any player from Aston Villa. You have to be very, very sure which player will start, because this Southampton, so they know they can win against them easily. So it's up to them. But I think somebody like Rashford might start this game for Southampton. I think he might start. But even if he starts, I think he will not finish, because they need all the players fresh in their return leg against PSG. So I think it's unwise for you to select any Aston Villa player, because you're not sure of the minutes they will play.
Okay. I was seeing guys on the team like Crystal Palace. Guys are being there's this should I go for Isak, Sar, or should I go for Eze? But both of them, they do give the same effect. So I'm like, which is the best option to go? But because for me,
the price.
Yeah, because for me, I don't have any of the two. But I have Mateta, and I have Henderson, and I have Munoz. So for my spot for having any Crystal Palace asset, it's already close. I can never have to anyone extra. So for me, I will not go to any of their midfield. But still, for you, if you don't have, which do you think when you weigh both of them? Because for me, both of them they do give the same effect in the game.
I think this time around, Ismail Sarr has been phenomenal. Whenever he's playing, we see the effect and the impact that he brings in the team. And we have seen Eze also on his best days, the assists, the score, the goals that he scores. I think he has been prolific in whatever he does, and it's very difficult for us to choose between them. But the only thing that we'll have to consider, if they are having the same effect on the team, then the other thing we'll have to consider is the price. And we see that Ismail Sarr is more cheaper compared to Eze. So for me, I will go with Ismail Sarr, because he usually also plays more forward than Eze. Eze plays a little bit deeper. So I think Ismail is the best pick to pick when you go in Crystal Palace attack, if you have the others like the likes of Mateta. But if you have to choose between Eze and Ismail, I think Ismail is the best pick because of the price.
Okay, nice. Forward-wise, for me, I'm thinking, or past stats on the table, what you have seen, there's no way you're going to go outside of Mamouche, because you have seen what he's going to do. And keeping in mind, Haaland is not there. And Man City still need to prove a point. So that's one point to look onto.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, they do have a double game. So Mateta, as always, is going to be on the papers. Isak, also, the manager side, he's 100% fit. There's no need to manage him up. And they do have a double game. So it's like, my team is already confirmed whom I'm going to have on the team as the forwards. It's confirmed already. But still, you can never forget the likes of Evan Nilsson, which I've seen what he has done. And also not forgetting Lanson from Wolves. Week in, week out, after Kun was out, he's still doing it and he's giving it the points. So what's your thoughts on that, Ken? Do you think there's any other differential there maybe you're going to go for if you don't want to have, or if you don't have the money to reach for those two guys? Because also, Watkins is a good option, playing against Southampton, if it works out well. But I've seen him, he's not playing, starting for the 4 or 5 game weeks yet still. He's not like a starter, or if he starts, he's not giving us the stats also.
Yeah, because of the roulette. We can now say Unai roulette. He's just changing the players here and there. You don't know who will start, who will not. And when you think this is the time Rodgers will start, you find Rodgers is on the bench. So it's very difficult to choose those Aston Villa attackers. Another thing, you have mentioned all, and I think Mamouche will be in the list of so many managers. The likes of Elanga, I think also you have to consider those kind of players. Even though they are not forward, they is playing as a midfielder. But I think is a wild dream also to have those kind of players. Hudson-Odoi also can be put in that mix. When you come to Isaac, I think nobody will be missing Isaac on the team, because apart from Haaland, I think Isaac now is the number 1 striker for number 9, that who is giving us points that we deserve to have as a striker. So the way his price, I think, is up. Woods is injured. You don't have so much options there in that player, in that spots. So it's either you have Mamouche, Isaac, and another one like Joe Pedro or St. Lansen, or you go for the lesser players. But I don't think, if you don't have those premium striker, who do you have on your team?
Okay.
Isaac is one of them.
Okay.
Mateta is another one. Joe Pedro is on and off. He gave me 1 point the other time. He played for 27 minutes. I don't know why. So for that reason also, I have to change this player.
Okay.
And
nice.
I have to go with a player that I know will play the 90 minutes. And this is the likes of Strand Larsen.
Okay.
If it's not Strand Larsen, I have to look for another player. Maybe from what is the name of this team? Bournemouth, Evan Nilsson, who is playing more than 60 minutes. So we have to check on those kind, but I don't think we have a lot of option in the striking. The margin is very minimal. The options are very less, and we have to rely on players who are very highly owned. That is the only option that we have.
But also, I cannot forget, I saw Jackson coming back, and him, his link up with Cole Palmer. It was a good one. So if he's fit to start and have the 90 minutes, as I think also it's not a wild idea to throw him in there.
Yeah, it's okay to throw him, but I think it's kind of a little bit expensive. If you have the likes of Isaac and Mamouche, you cannot be able to afford him.
Okay.
That is the one problem that you're having. Then I saw another guy, I think he trusted his Chelsea players so much, and he puts 3 of the Chelsea players. I think it was Cucurella, Cole Palmer, and I think somebody else I can't remember. And both of them, they did him dirty. I was like, why do you trust your players like this? And they have not been performing very well.
For me,
so Chelsea as a whole, I don't think you have to go there.
For me, I've said I'll say and I'll continue saying, I love my team, but I'm not gonna risk it in the FPL.
Yeah, when you go, FPL doesn't need you to go there with the emotion.
Nah.
Your team might be playing with another team, but because you support your team and say, I know this guy will score. You don't know. You want. There is something about wanting, and there's something about reality. So whatever you want is different from whatever might happen. So you have to look the games on paper, and you have to look for the stats and the performance of the team until that time. You don't just select him because of the players, because of the team that you're supporting. When we started FPL, that's what we were doing. We were putting our favorite players, not favorite which is giving you points. But we didn't like Haaland, but Haaland was on our team because we know he's the one who's giving point, even though he's our rival. But what to do? You have to put the players that you know they will give you point. That is the part of a manager. You don't have to look about anything. You need to look about the performance and the availability of the player and the budget that you're having.
Okay.
From there on, then the other things can align.
Okay, nice. I was having one of my last a chat with my friend. He was saying this is the last season he's gonna play FPL because what it has done to him, he's worse as a team supporter. Because sometimes you're playing a team which is your player, but I'm like, I need this guy to score, and he's playing against your team. It's like, this is the last season for me. I'm playing FPL. I'm not doing it anymore because I'm becoming less of a fan than as I progress with FPL.
Sure, it happens, and this is the reason why I was talking with another guy, and he asked me, "Do you bet?" I say, "I don't bet because when I was betting, there was this thing that your team is playing against another team, but you have to bet on your team, and they might lose. Maybe they're playing against Barcelona or Bayern Munich, and you end up losing money because of what you want, not what is really is happening. So you find you stop being a supporter of a kind of team and you concentrate on something less than what you're supposed to do. So for you, if you're playing FPL, you need to be able to separate between FPL and fun. FPL, let it remain to be an FPL. Just put your team there and leave it. Don't concentrate. Already you have both players and you are put on your team. After you have arranged your team, check the stat, check on papers, check on reality, how these players are performing, what are the stats of this player. Then buy a player or just transfer a player if you want to. Then leave it for them to work out. But if you are just watching a game and it's against your team and maybe you have a striker, then you are being confused. Should I celebrate when this person scores against our team because I have it on my FPL, or should I cry?
Yeah.
It becomes very confusing. So you have just to play FPL, just leave it there, then concentrate on your normal things. Whatever it does, So there is a person like, he has been spending most of the period in Triple Cup second page of the FPL. When everybody was performing poorly, this game week 32, I think he performed so good and he had maybe 62 points. Now he's in the first page. I was like, so you're doing opposite with the other people. And the other guy, he was performing very well at the start of the season. He was in the first page, I think top 20. Right now, he tried whatever. He tried everything.
Is it Zuri?
Not Zuri. Felix. He's called Felix. He has tried everything, but he's still in page 2. He's not coming from there, man. Whatever he does goes south.
Hey, there was a time I was that person, but until and then I flipped the coin. Now I'm good. So for the weekend, man, game 32. Yeah. You're looking.
I'm looking at MC. Like. He had 26 points, and the players that he had, especially for Chelsea, all of them started from the bench. What is that?
the point which was happy for me, he was like, nice one. Chelsea, they're not starting, so this guy will come from the bench. I was like, Cucurella coming, Palma coming. I was like,
Your 1 point is confirmed.
My week is done. Okay, for the game week 32 now, the predictions. What's your thoughts, man? There have been a couple of good games. There'll be a couple of good games to watch out. Kissing point. Every team is fighting for the position, as you said. The pod was beginning, so it's kind of crazy kind of game because now when you start Manchester City playing against Crystal Palace, what's your prediction on that game?
It's not an easy game.
Okay,
as we might put it, because we see how strong and defensive Crystal Palace are, and we have seen how porous Man City have. They have been conceding a lot of goals. And we have seen also Crystal Palace right now, they are scoring goals. Mateta is on form, and the likes of Sarr. So, Man City is still Man City. You cannot write them off. They might score goals. They might concede. They might concede goals. So that game is difficult to predict. But I can still say because Man City, they are at home. I'm thinking Man City will win this game 2-1.
Okay, I'm thinking Crystal Palace or a draw for me because Crystal Palace have shown us they're gonna do. But there's no way it's a 0-0. It will end up like 2-1, but on a favor of Crystal Palace. Or if not that, I think a draw it will be good for those both teams here. Brighton against Leicester. For me, I think Brighton they do have a point to prove because it has not settled in well with them. And then keeping in mind Leicester, they've been conceding for so. Last 2 goals from this game, I don't see it not happening on the favor of Brighton for me.
Yeah, Brighton will win this game. Leicester now, they are planning to sack Ruud van Nistelrooy. They have been very poor. I think since he came, he has only won 2 games or 3 games. I don't think they will perform very well this one. Brighton have been performing very good. Their coach is a very good coach. And I'm expecting them to win this game 3-0.
Okay. Nottingham Forest against Everton.
This one for me, I see a draw because I think Nottingham Forest will not play a low block, but Everton they're not very good in striking, but they are very good in defending. So whatever is coming from here, but you see when Everton are playing good team, they tend to defend a lot, and you have seen the position that Nottingham Forest is. So I think this one will end up to be a draw.
Okay. Southampton against Aston Villa, which we said as we were talking on the pod. This is a good game on papers on Villa side, but you never know what Southampton can do. Plus, you can never rate it out.
Yeah, Villa will win, but we usually say this relegation team they usually decide to swing with one of them. They have to pull one of a team down. You see the way Ipswich did with Bournemouth, so you cannot rate them off also. But on a good day, Aston Villa will win comfortably against Southampton.
Okay.
And I can predict a 2-1 win.
Okay. Arsenal, Brentford.
That's typically Arsenal win.
Okay.
Whichever team they will place.
I won't count. I can't count out Brentford because with some boy more because now most guys are out of them. There's me being one of them because you said you are the one guys who said if I don't have them, this is the game. So I don't have any of them. I think that it's okay. Arsenal still you're good, but we never count them off. So anyway, I don't know. But
I told you the other time, and I think if you can remember well, when I was predicting on Champions League, I told you I rather have Real Madrid than Atletico Madrid. Okay. You remember that point?
Yeah.
Because when you are playing against a team which is playing a low block, the game becomes very difficult for us. We have a ball, but we don't have that creativity for us to break inside those blocks. So when you are playing against a team like Everton also, you saw how difficult it was. Same to Aston Villa. But when you are playing a team like Brentford, they don't play a low block. They just attack you each and every time.
Okay.
And these are teams that we can dismantle them any day, any time.
Okay.
So in the last 5 games, I think Brentford has never win against us. And this one will not be an exception.
Chelsea, Ipswich, they swung with somebody last week. Also, Chelsea, they're not that good. I'm thinking there's a way things may go south.
And
things may go south.
We speak the other day. Ipswich, they have to score goals.
Definitely.
There is no in between.
Definitely, yeah. So this game, it's that one game which, if Chelsea slip, they're gonna cry, man. They're gonna cry at the end of the day. But Mike was saying Ipswich, they beat them first time. This time they're gonna do it good because it's on their pitch. So, but for me, I don't trust Ipswich in any way. But goal for if you're a gambler, goal. Definitely.
Yeah, goal might work.
You will win it easily.
But Chelsea might win this game.
Okay, Liverpool.
Because the likes of Jackson is he came to the team, so he might be introduced, and Cole Palmer to keep them fit. So I think they might win this game.
Okay, Liverpool, West Ham.
Liverpool is a very difficult game, this one, by the way. And since Salah has got a new contract, I think he might try to say thank you by outshining those these Hammers, and he might go on and win this game.
Okay, Wolves, Spurs. Yeah. Spurs last week was okay, and I saw how they play on Thursday. Still, it's an okay game. And then them play against Wolves. Wolves are the last two games which Kun has not yet played. They've won both of them. So both teams are on good strength. But Spurs, for me, I just don't trust Spurs in any way. I don't trust them. But Wolves,
nobody trusts Spurs. They might win 3-1 against Southampton, and they come to lose again. They are very lucky. They are playing those team which are going for relegation. They are playing Southampton now. They are playing Wolves. So Spurs are Spurs. You cannot expect them to do things that they're just direct. So they might lose this game, and it's very funny if they do.
Okay.
If they do lose this game, it will be very funny.
Newcastle, Manchester United. Unfortunately, I'm a Manchester United fan, but I don't see. We're gonna see blues. We're gonna see blues.
If Onana will still be the goalkeeper, the likes of Isaac, man, Isaac is very good. He's a target man, so it might went south for you. But I think Manchester United right now, they are also not conceding that a lot of goals. I didn't even know how they conceded this game against in the Europa. So, but this game might be a draw.
Okay. Bournemouth against Fulham. That's a good game on the weekend. Perfect game. Perfect game.
These two teams, I cannot judge.
That's what I'm saying. That's whatever a good game. It's a perfect game. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot predict. I really don't know.
Okay, because Fulham, they beat Liverpool. Bournemouth, they are beating guys 6-7. They're being beaten 2, so it's a hard one. Winding off, Newcastle against Crystal Palace. That will be on the midweek kind of a fixture. What's your thoughts on that? Because for me, I think Crystal Palace, they're in for they're trying to push their wings, but Newcastle also fighting for the spot for the Champions League. It's gonna be a great game, not just a great game.
It will be a great game, but also it's very hard to predict that game.
Yeah. So after watching after checking out the fixture on the week, which do you think gonna be the best captain or the best person to be as a captain for this game week?
Liverpool against West Ham. Yeah.
Salah?
Yeah, Salah.
Okay.
Captain Salah. I think he may try to say thank you. And on my wild days, I might go with Isaac against Manchester United.
Okay.
Because Onana might try to prove himself and end up doing his things.
Because for me, I have both Mateta and I have Isaac, but till now I'm doing it wholly. Manchester United against. I'm sorry, Isaac is it for me. Isaac it is for me, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, Isaac might, but it's not a guarantee because Manchester United also they have good defenders now.
Because like the two game weeks, Isaac them winning and Isaac not being part of the thing, so he might cook. He might cook. You can't count him out on cooking. So that's my point. Why I'm going for the captain Isaac. I don't know. That's
Isaac.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then big thanks to you, man.
Okay.
Big thanks for you to having you, man, for this week, man. Unfortunately, there's Homa is here and there. We were to have Mike, but Homa memtandika pia. So this week, Joshua, nice to have you, man. Yeah. Also for you, a bit of cold. You're under the weather a bit, so.
Yeah, the weather has been very bad on our side, but at least we are trying and we are okay. So it has been a very good time to share this pod with you.
Yeah, man. So till next segment, it's been nice. Adios. You guys continue eating rice.
I will serve you every day.